Namaste, my friends. Welcome or welcome back. This yoga practice will be about stretching, about relaxing, about elongating, everything that is needed after the long day or when the weather is quite cloudy and you simply want to move a bit, simply to relax. It won't be very long, so I hope you will be able to find some time. Please prepare or the bolster if you have, or the blocks or the blanket, anything in order to raise yourself. So we will need that, especially when we will be going on our back. You can also use couple pillows, better honestly if you have a blanket and you roll it like this. So that will be fine. If you have blocks, perfect. So let's start our practice. Please take any comfortable position with your back straight, legs crossed, close your eyes. We start focusing on our breath. Simply couple breaths. Long and deep. Deep inhale and long exhale. Now we bring our hands in Namaste. And we chant mantra Om 3 times mentally out loud as you want. Inhale. Bring your hands down, prostrating ourselves. And with the next inhale, we raise. And just couple movements to a bit to work our body, to warm it up. So bring your head down and couple rounds in one direction and then in another. Very slowly. With the exhale, head goes down and forward. With inhale, back and up. In the opposite direction. Come back to the center and now interlock your fingers, open palms up. Stretch nicely. Small movements to the right and to the left. You can keep your eyes closed even during the whole practice if you want. With the inhale, we stretch a bit more. With exhale, left hand down, cover yourself with the right one. Here, just couple breaths. Inhale back to the center with exhale, right hand down, cover yourself with the left one. Try to stretch both sides of the body down. Close your right side. Inhale back to the center and with the exhale, hands down, round your back, chin towards the chest. Exhale, inhale, arc your back. Exhale and inhale. One more time, exhale. Come back to the center. And now both legs in front of you. A couple movements with the toes, with our feet up and down. Maybe make the distance a bit more, so to the right, to the left, and some circles in one direction, in another. Perfect. Come back to the center now. Bring yourself forward. The right knee is in the center. And we start with a pigeon pose. Your hands, palms under the shoulders. If you fall to the side, use the blanket or block to help you to even your body. If you don't need, simply stay here. And with the exhale, we go down, palm on the palm, forehead on the hands. Couple inhale and exhale. Try always to be present in the practice. Don't start thinking your thoughts. Dedicate this time only to your practice, only to your feeling of your body, of your mind. With every exhale, try to relax your right hip a bit more. If you feel very comfortable in this pose or you don't feel much, you can put your right foot a bit higher and do the same, so that our shin remains in the same line as the short side of the mat. And once again, go down. If you feel very comfortable, you want to go a bit further, palms to the sides, forehead down. And relax. The most important in this practice is your breath. With the exhale, try to relax everything. With the next inhale, very slowly, raise the head, push away with your hands, bring your foot where it was. Raise yourself, and we change the side now. The left knee is in the center. Well, it's actually a bit to the left. The heel is under your right hip. Staying here for just a couple of breaths. Make yourself comfortable just in case the blanket or the block. And when you're ready, go down, relaxing. Kapottasana, the pigeon pose. All of the tension in your body, where you feel the stretch, where you maybe feel the block somewhere. If you want, you can bring your foot a bit higher, even here. Staying, always try to close your hips, so the right hip goes down. It's not open. It tries to almost touch the ground. If you want to go further, hands, arms on the sides, and forehead down. Relax. With the next inhale, raise your head very slowly. Exit from the position, push away with your hands. And now we will sit in the Virasana pose. So we need to sit between our heels. Take your calves and bring them to the sides, kind of like to make yourself a bit more comfortable. If this position is very hard for you, use the block to put under the hips. You can stay like that. Also check the position of your feet. Actually, usually in 99%, the most comfortable is when the feet are looking all the way back. Sometimes I found that some people prefer like this, which is a much more tense for the knees for me. Remember, never to feel the pain in the knees. So we sit over here, and then we start going back very slowly where you can. You can remain here if you feel comfortable. We go completely on our back. Supta Virasana. Hands can be on your heels. If you want, bring your hands up. Grab the opposite elbows with your hands. Close your eyes. Relax and breathe. Now change the side, grab another, grab the elbows from different sides. So first right hand, for example, forward, now the left one, and continue. Relaxing, continue breathing. Check that the forehead is relaxed. Usually we tend to activate the muscles of the forehead too much, so forehead is relaxed. One more inhale, exhale. Bring your hands on your feet, slightly push and raise yourself into the seated position. From here, bring yourself forward. We're in the cat pose. From here, left hand down. Bring your left ear on the ground. Check that the pelvis is neutral, square, and the right hand goes forward. Staying here, stretching the right armpit in the twist, and always breathe long and deep. Now bring your right palm closer to you, push away. And we do the same on another side. The right hand goes under the left one, right ear's on the ground. Now the left hand starts walking all the way up. The thread and the needle pose. Now bring your left palm closer, push away. Go into the cat pose from here. The right foot goes forward. Bring your weight forward. Over here, very carefully be with your knee. If you need, put the blanket under the knee. We will stay in the Anjanasana pose. Also here, you can stay just here if it's too much, or even higher. If you can, raise yourself. You can put your hands on the thighs, stretching the psoas muscle of the left leg, shoulders down. If you feel comfortable, bring your hands behind the back and push with your hands down, lowering your pelvis. If you want, try to touch with your fingers the floor. Open your chest. You can gaze up or forward the way you want. And with every exhale, try to relax a bit more. One more inhale. With the exhale, very slowly we exit from this position. Bring our hips back. Ardha Trikonasana. Also here you can use 2 blocks. Just stretch. Now the right leg. Or if you can, lower yourself on the palms, on the forearms. You can stay also like this. You can also a bit bend your knee if you need. The most important, feel the nice stretch on the back side of your right leg. Any variation will do fine. Next, inhale, raise your head. Now we bring our foot all the way back in the cat pose, and we repeat the same on another side. So the left foot goes forward, push the pelvis down and forward. You can stay here, relax your toes all the way back. If you can, raise yourself, hands on the thigh or in the back of your back. Push down, open the shoulders, gaze forward, and breathe and relax. You can also be just here. It doesn't matter how low you are. Important that you feel the stretching. Also check that the both legs are on the parallel lines for the stability. If you can, fingers down. If you can, arc your back. The scapula trying to touch one another. Gaze forward or up. Anjanasana. One more inhale. And with the exhale, very slowly, we go back. Bring the weight back. Check that the knees are under the hip. Ardha Trikonasana, also here. You can stay like this, stretching the left leg. If you can, lower yourself. If you have blocks or 2 books or something, here you can relax your back a bit more when there is some base for your hands. You can lower them a bit more or a bit more, or go completely down the way you want. Relax. We're going to do 2 more breaths, long and deep. For the next inhale, raise. And now we bring our left knee into the cat pose. Take away the blanket. For the next position, we will cross our legs, sit, and then bring yourself in the middle of the mat. From here, the left leg goes down, the right leg goes up. So we opened our hips, now we need to close them. Gomukhasana, if it's too hard like this, the left leg can be straight. The same thing, we close the pelvis. Be sure that you're seated between your heels, not on the heels. Inhale and exhale, and now the left hand goes up, bend it at the elbow. Try to grab one hand with another behind the back. If you can, hold this position. If it's too hard, use the strap, or as I didn't tell you, so you can grab your elbow and try to bring it more to the center and continue breathing. If you want, we do the inhale, and with the exhale, lower your belly on the thigh. If you can, reach with your chin over the knee, like you want to make a hook, and relax. We do 3 more breaths. If this is very hard, we remain here. If this is very hard, we remain holding our elbow. With the next inhale, we start raising, and with the exhale, relax the pose. Couple movements with shoulders back, forward, and we change the side. So now the right leg goes down, the left foot goes to the right. Check that the knees should be on one line. If it's too hard, like this is also will also do, or the right leg is straight, or that. Choose your position. You can also grab your calf and take it a bit out to help yourself. Sit it between 2 heels. Right hand inhale up, and with the exhale, bend it in the elbow, and we try to grab one hand with another. And breathe. You can close your eyes to feel where it stretches the most. Where's the most tension, and bring there all of the attention. If you want, if this one is too hard, you can grab your elbow, and also here try to bring it more to the center. Remain here, breathe. For the one who would like to go further, we inhale, stretch, and with the exhale, lower the belly down, then the chest, and then we put our chin over the knee if we can. Choose any variation, and we stay here, relaxing and feeling the feelings. The next inhale, very slowly, we start raising, and with the exhale, relax the pose. Couple movements back and forward. And now we will need the bolster or 2 blocks. If you have a bolster, it's perfect. If not, some pillows. I will show you with both. So the bolster we put behind our back, And we lay down. Here, the position of the legs can be simply crossed or feet united, knees apart. Supta Baddha Konasana, which is also very great for the opening of the hips. And now we open our arms. The angle in the elbows is 90 degrees. And we'll let the weight of our hands do the job. Don't put them like this. They're bent in the elbows. Feel the nice stretch in your chest. If you don't have a bolster, two blocks will do. We lay down on them. You can also be sure that there is something under your head to relax. And then we open our arms the same way. It will be not that low, so it's possible that immediately your elbows will be almost touching the ground, but still it's very, very useful for opening of the chest, for taking away all of the blockages. You can do the same with the blankets. You can roll them and put a long one, for example, under the back. So it should mimic the spinal column. And also your head should be on the same, more or less on the same level. The head shouldn't be falling down on the ground. Continue breathing, closing the eyes if you want. On the blocks also, if you feel that it's too hard, you can put another blanket to soften kind of the surface. And now we bring our arms up and we grab the opposite elbows with our hands. Also here, be sure that there is enough space for your arms. You need to feel the nice stretch. If you feel that your arms are resting, unfortunately, on the blanket, you can bring one of the blocks a bit further. And stay like that. It's not optimal, it's always better to have some even line. Now we change the hold. Always better to have a bolster or something quite high. Maybe at home you have a type of pillow like a bolster. One more inhale, and with the exhale, very slowly start raising yourself up. Take away the bolster or the blocks, depending what you were using. And now we open our feet to the sides. So the angle is a bit more than 90 degrees. If you want, you can make it much more. If you prefer not that much. So the way you feel comfortable. From here we start doing some circles in one direction, in another, just a bit to warm up. Also here, if you want, you can use the bolster. How to work with a bolster. So also here, we put it down and we bring our belly down. Also, you can put your elbows on the bolster, lean with your head down. You need to feel the stretching of the legs and of the back. If you don't feel anything, it means you can bring the bolster a bit further from you. Sometimes, if it's very hard to go down, you can put the bolster under your face in this way. And staying here, it's very important in this part that there is some base for your neck, for your head, so that your back can relax completely. Or like this, or a bit further from you. Be sure that it's not slipping. Usually it's better on the bolster. Even if you need, even simply like this. Trying to stay with a straight back. If you don't need the bolster, You can go down. Hand on the hand, forehead on the hands. If you're very stretchy, you can go completely down. Bring your hands to the sides. And here I will propose to you to go on one cheek. And then at some point to change and lay down on another. If you can, always try to bring the belly lower. Change the cheek. With the next inhale, we start very, very slowly coming up. Bring the weight back. Put your hands under your knees. Raise them and unite them. Hug your knees into the chest. Close your eyes. Now we'll lay down on our back. Also here very slowly, all the way down. Left leg is straight. Grab your knee and try to bring it as low to your chest as you can. And now try to bring your knee under the armpit, like you want to touch the ground almost with your knee. Bring it back. Now we do the twist. The right hand is down. The right knee goes all the way to the left. And bring your gaze to the fingers of the right hand. Continue breathing with the belly. Feel the nice stretch in your glute. You can close your eyes as well here. Belly is enlarging with inhale and relaxing with exhale. The next inhale, come back to the center. Now we change the side. So the right leg is straight, bend the left knee and bring it to the right. Look to the left, palm down. Also here, always check that the shoulder and the shoulder blade are down on the ground. Breathe with the belly. The next inhale, very slowly come back to the center. Hug your knees into the chest, couple movements to the right and to the left. And then bring yourself into the seated position. Distance between your feet is a bit bigger than the distance of the hips. Hands back, fingers facing back. Now, raise your hips and bring your hips closer to your heels. Here we remain. 8 breaths. Very deep, very long. Try to stay here to feel your shoulders, feel your arms stretching. You can also close your eyes. As I told you during the whole practice, you can actually do it with your eyes closed. Relax the forehead, relax your eyes. Just 2 more breaths left. Very well. Now bring your feet a bit further from you. And now bring yourself forward and do the nice half round with your hands. If you need some movements, maybe some movements like to the right, to the left, like with your shoulders, with your elbows, anything that you need. And now bring yourself in the middle of the mat. Take the fleshy part from your glutes all the way back. With the inhale, stretch, and with the exhale, we go down. Also here, if you have a bolster or something to lean on, even pillows, for example, or you can put, if you have a small chair in front of you, you can go like this. You can even stay here. For me, it's important that your back is more or less relaxed, and you feel the stretch in your back side of your legs. In Paschimottanasana, if you need, you can go lower or bring the bolster down. Bring yourself down like this. You can also use simply the pillow to put on your legs or the blanket like this. Also here, 8 breaths, so take your time, relax, breathe, go a bit lower if you can. If you don't need anything, simply fall down. In this pose, it's very important in this variation that we're doing, not to try to bring yourself as low as you can. Here it's mainly let loose, let your body fall down so that the weight of the body do the job. If you want at some point to bring yourself a bit closer to your legs, a bit forward, maybe you can do that, but then relax again. Always preferably to have some base under your forehead. It should lean on something. Deep and long breaths, all of the tension inside of the body. And with the next inhale, we'll raise the head and very slowly start raising. So now we will do the inverted pose, which will be Viparita Karani Mudra. Also here, if you have a block, great, blanket, something, also the bolster actually. So what we're going to do, this pose doesn't have any restrictions, so don't worry, you're good to go. We'll lay down on the back, put our feet near our hips, like that, at the distance of the hips as well. Raise the hips and put the block under the lumbar part of the back. It's very hard to say where exactly, it should be very comfortable. We hold the block and then we raise one leg and another. And we stay here, relaxing, Viparita Karani Mudra. If you want at some point, you can raise the block a bit more, and do the same. Or even more, for the one who loves extreme, and do the same thing. If you have a block, continue doing that. If you have a blanket, it's pretty much the same. Rolling the blanket down like this, so it's quite high. Put it under the pelvis. It's important that the pelvis is higher than your head. And also here, both legs up. If you need, change a bit the position, maybe find the better one and relax. If you know this position already and you want to try something more difficult, we can do without the props, we can do only with our hands. So what I'm talking about, raise your hips, place one hand and another one in the lumbar part where your glutes start. And the elbows should be as close to one another as you possibly can. And then we raise one leg and we raise another one. And we hold like this. Immediately I tell you that for the elbows, for me, for example, it's really very complicated, very hard. So I prefer to use the block, which I really like, just in case there is another variation where you put your hands, not palms like this, but holding your hips and kind of doing like this. The most important is that there should be the angle of, my goodness, 90 plus 45, 135 degrees around. And with the exhale, very slowly, we start going down. So if you were with the blanket, with the cushion, with the block, bring first the feet down, then raise your hips and take the block away. Bring your knees to your chest, hug them, and a couple movements to the right and to the left. And then we prepare ourselves for the Shavasana. Lay down first with the back completely round to be sure that the back is straight. Let your feet fall down to the right and to the left. Palms are open towards the sky. Your lips are closed, but there is a small distance between your teeth, like a distance of the grain. And from here, bring all of your attention to your right foot. You can move the toes of the right foot and relax them with exhale. Relax your ankle, your shin, knee, thigh, and your hip. And now bring your attention to the left leg. You can move the toes of the left foot if you want and relax them with exhale. Relax the ankle, the shin, the knee, thigh, and your hip. And then bring your attention to your back and start relaxing it. From the bottom all the way up towards the neck. Zone after zone. And then bring your attention to the belly and relax it. Relax your chest, clavicle region, and your shoulders. And now bring your attention to the right hand. You can move the fingers of the right hand if you want and relax them with exhale. Relax the wrist, forearm, elbow, and your arm. And now bring your attention to your left hand. You can move the fingers of the left hand if you want and relax them with exhale. Relax the wrist, forearm, elbow, and your arm. And now bring your attention to your neck and relax it. Relax your chin, your mouth, nose, cheeks, and your ears. Relax your eyes and your eyebrows. Relax also your forehead and even the scalp of your head. The whole body is completely relaxed. You can pass it with your internal gaze from your feet all the way up and down in order to relax any tension that maybe remains in the body. And then bring your attention to your breath. Concentrate on how the body is doing the inhale and exhale. How the air is entering through the nostrils and exiting. And now start breathing deeper. Start feeling your body on the mat. Start moving your fingers and your toes. Now bring your arms over the head and stretch from the fingers to your feet. And with exhale, relax. And then bring yourself into the seated position with your legs crossed and your back straight. Try to keep your eyes closed. Check that the back is straight, shoulders falling down. Relax the forehead, relax your eyes, and scan your body. Feel the feelings in your body. Feel the changes, the softness, the relaxation, harmony and calmness. Now we bring our hands in Namaste. And in order to conclude our practice, let's chant mantra Om 3 times, thanking all of the teachers, Buddhas, sages, Bodhisattva for the practices and knowledge that they left us. Inhale. Bring your hands down, prostrating ourselves in the sign of the mutual respect. For the next inhale, we raise and you can open your eyes. I thank you so much for this practice, and I thank you so much for spending this time, dedicating this time to yourself, to your body and to your mind. I really hope that you feel different after the practice. Please share with me, how do you feel? What has changed? What are the new feelings maybe that you have in the body? What you're noticing? I wish you all the best, and I will see you on the yoga mat very soon. Namaste.